What if the person you were always meant to be was also your greatest enemy? Imagine a galaxy not so far away, ripped apart by the eternal conflict between the Republic and the Sith. As war rages, a bizarre and terrifying phenomenon occurs. On a desolate battlefield, the very fabric of space-time tears open, creating a shimmering void in the sky. From this impossible rift steps a woman, her ginger hair a stark contrast to the chaos around her. She is Darth Caris, a powerful warrior. Yet she looks utterly lost, her eyes wide with confusion. This anomaly doesn't go unnoticed. Caris is quickly apprehended and brought before a figure of immense authority and power, Arcadia, a leader whose name is whispered with a mix of fear and reverence. As they speak, an unexpected connection forms. Despite their different origins, Caris and Arcadia discover a shared ideology, a common vision for order and strength. A powerful, albeit dangerous, alliance begins to form. All while the galaxy's reigning empress remains completely oblivious to this new, unpredictable player on the board. But the void isn't finished. Before it seals itself shut, another figure emerges. This time, it's a man named Arca, wielding a distinctive green lightsaber. He is found not by the forces of the Sith, but by a Force user. Her name is Qi'ra, a vibrant warrior with twin green laser swords that dance in her hands. When Qi'ra sees him, she's taken aback. She mistakes him for Arcadia, a name that holds no meaning for him. Qi'ra, sensing his disorientation, gently explains the situation. She tells him of Arcadia, the formidable leader of their enemy, and Arca's heart sinks. The horrifying truth dawns on him. He is not in his own universe. He's a stranger in a strange land, where the people he knows exist as twisted reflections of themselves. Qi'ra, intrigued and concerned by this displaced warrior, offers him sanctuary. She sees a flicker of the same light in him that she holds dear, even if his world is a dark mirror of herself. As Arca grapples with his new reality, Qi'ra finds herself facing a ghost. While on a scouting mission, she is ambushed. Her attacker moves with a familiar grace, a lethal dance she knows as well as her own. As her opponent steps into the light, she freezes. Staring back at her is a woman with her own face, her own ginger hair, but with eyes hardened by a different life. It's Karais. The shock is paralyzing. How can this be? Before Qi'ra can fully process the sight of her alternate self, the fight is over. Caris, with a ruthless efficiency Qi'ra has never encountered, stuns and captures her. Meanwhile, Arca's situation grows more perilous. His presence has been detected by the very person he dreads most in this new universe, Arcadia. Lured into a trap, Arca finds himself a prisoner, face to face with the alternate version of himself. He sees the same features, but the warmth and love he bears are gone, replaced by a cold, calculating ambition. Now, both heroes from their respective timelines are captives of their dark doppelganger. Locked away, Arca and Qi'ra have time to talk, to share their stories. They realize their captors, Arcadia and Keres, are driven by a warped sense of justice and a lust for power. A desperate plan begins to form. They know they can't defeat them through brute force alone. Their only hope is to turn their captors' greatest strengths, their shared ambition, and inherent mistrust against them. They begin to subtly plant seeds of doubt, whispering inconsistencies and carefully crafted truths into the ears of their guards, all designed to reach Arcadia and Keres. Arkar speaks of the ways of the Sith. A leader would never share power. One who saw any potential rival as a threat to be eliminated. Kira, in her own confinement, tells tales of a lone warrior, a singular force of nature who would never bow to another, hinting that Keres is merely being used as a pawn in a larger game. They paint pictures of betrayal, suggesting that Arcadia sees Keres not as an equal, but as a disposable tool, and that Keres's unprecedented power makes her a direct threat to Arcadia's ultimate authority. The psychological warfare is relentless. The Whispers work their way up the chain of command, but the lies, mixed with just enough truth, begin to fester. Arcadia, ever paranoid, starts to see Keres's raw power not as an asset, but as a challenge to his own supremacy. Keres, who has fought for everything she has, begins to suspect that her newfound ally intends to discard her once she has outlived her usefulness. The trust they had built fractures, replaced by suspicion and resentment. The bond forged in shared values curdles into a rivalry fueled by pride and paranoia. At the same time, news of the Void and the mysterious appearance of Keres finally reaches the Empress. The galactic ruler, already contending with a war, now faces a threat she cannot comprehend: a warrior from another reality operating within her own ranks. The Empress is furious, feeling her control slip. She mobilizes her elite guard, determined to crush this new anomaly and reassert her dominance. But her intelligence is flawed. She underestimates the chaos that Arkar and Kira have sown. The Empress and her forces launch a surprise assault on Arcadia's fortress, expecting to find a united front. Instead, they walk into a hornet's nest. The simmering tension between Arcadia and Keres has finally boiled over. Convinced of each other's treachery, they turn on one another in a furious, spectacular duel. Lightsabers clash as the two dark reflections of our heroes fight with a rage born of betrayal. The Empress and her soldiers are caught in the crossfire, surrounded and overwhelmed by the sheer destructive power of the dueling leaders. The battle is catastrophic. In a final, desperate clash, Arcadia and Keres strike each other down. With their last breaths, they extinguish the dark flame they had sought to spread across the galaxy. In the ensuing chaos, Arkar and Kira manage to escape their cells, their gambit having paid off in the most tragic way possible. The Empress's forces are decimated, her power structure shattered. In the aftermath, a somber peace settles over the battlefield. Arkar looks to the sky, but the void that brought him here is gone. There is no way for him to return home. He is stranded, a permanent exile. Kira stands beside him, a silent offer of companionship in her eyes. He has lost his world, but here, with her, he might just find a new one. He decides to stay, to build a new life with the woman who saved him, the light version of the woman he once loved. Together, they choose to fight for the future of this galaxy. Years pass, the war eventually subsides, giving way to a fragile era of reconstruction. Arca and Kira, now inseparable partners, find not just purpose, but also love in this new life. Their bond, forged in the fires of interdimensional conflict, blossoms into a deep and meaningful relationship. And in time, they welcome a new life into the world, a baby girl, a symbol of hope, a child of two universes, destined to carry the legacy of her parents into a brighter, more peaceful future. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this cosmic tale, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next story.